everyone, I am P. Karunya Rao and I'm here with an all-new episode of Brandstand with the latest from the ad, marketing and media world. So let's get started and take a look at what we have in store in today's episode. A chat with key Cannes winners of 2016. And are marketers ready to tackle the problem of ad skipping and ad blocking? The Cannes Lion concluded last week and India had a great start at the 2016 Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity, with Mumbai-based Medulla Communications bagging the Healthcare Agency of the Year in the Lions Health category, a first for the country. Plus, a Grand Prix in the Glass Lions was won by Mindshare for HUL's Brook-Bond Red Label tea. Let's speak to the winners, Praful and Amita Kali from Medulla and Prashant Kumar of Mindshare, along with our consulting editor, Pradyuman Maheshwari. Being a healthcare agency is huge. What are your sentiments as you look back at this 8-year-old journey?
Firstly, thank you. I think it's fantastic, whether it's 8 years or how many ever years. I think the fact that being the first Indian agency to be Agency of the Year, and in the sense hearing that announcement at Cannes where they said that this was a historic moment and this was the first time from India and the Healthcare Agency of the Year was Medulla, was felt fantastic. Healthcare
communications is extremely important, yet you need to be very careful in your creativity. What do you think are the challenges that you face as against a regular creative shop?
So I think what happens specifically in India is that healthcare marketing is at a fairly nascent stage. So where an advertising agency model is very well appreciated in the consumer goods organizations, the pharma and a lot of the consumer healthcare brands also are still coming to terms with using a specialized agency like ours. So that becomes a bit of a slow climb in that sense. So that's been one piece. Secondly, in terms of hiring people, a lot of people from mainline advertising have believed that healthcare is a different space. And it is not. We still follow the basics of advertising.
Healthcare advertising is not recognized in India in a very big way. Do you think you winning the Agency of the Year is going to get that respect that it accords?
Healthcare advertising, like it or not, is very, very, very important in India. It's going to only grow in importance. It's always been important in India. I mean, Pulse Polio by Ogilvy was a healthcare campaign. Balbir Pasha by Low was a healthcare campaign. ORS Ka Ghol was a healthcare campaign. So Swachh Bharat that the government of India is doing is a healthcare campaign. So healthcare initiatives and healthcare campaigns are a given. Yes, a lot of that work was happening maybe from mainline agencies. I think that focus now that if Medulla has won the healthcare agency, obviously the fact that the best healthcare work can be done by Medulla is being proven now, and obviously I think the focus will now go on to specialist healthcare agencies.
A Grand Prix still eludes you. Is that a frontier you hope to cross next year?
The next year's target is actually more than the Grand Prix, is really to be getting a lot of international clients. We're hoping to make India proud once again by becoming an independent agency from India that truly gets the biggest international clients in the pharma and the healthcare space.
Moving on to Mindshare now, tell us how this Grand Prix winning campaign come up. HUL has some of the best creative shops working for it. Why did this campaign come out of a media agency and not any other creative agency?
It's not about whether they decided not to go to somebody else and things like that. It's a very simple thing. We had a content day, and the content day purpose was to come with different ideas and build it. And so happened that this magical idea came in there, right? And that's how we got into the job. And we believed in the capability of doing it. We had our own partners, Y Films. We came in together. We created this together. We're happy that this has been kind enough, and we won a Grand Prix on it. So we're going to continue doing those kind of efforts, and we're so happy that the client supported us and encouraged us so much.
Talk us through your relationship as an agency with HUL.
I mean, it's a 2-decade relationship. A lot of things that has gone into this. Shaping brands for 2 decades, launching new brands, inventing newer practices, the largest business in the country, the largest team in the country, the largest portfolio in the country, obviously comes with a lot more challenges. What is important here is that in this space we don't feel tired even when we challenge each other, because we certainly feel and believe that when we debate and when we are able to be radical, that encourages us to get the precise solution for the brands. This relationship is one of the unique relationships which even after 20 years it's only grown stronger and stronger.
Pradyuman, what were your overall takeaways from this year's Cannes? What were the highs and lows?
I would say it's been a mixed performance with over 1300 entries sent, just 90 shortlists and 27 medals is a bit of a disappointment. Given the fact that India boasts a lot of creative talent, a lot of good storytelling, we could have easily got more. I think the biggest high was Medulla winning the Healthcare Agency of the Year. For the first time, if I remember right, we have got we've got a title like that. The Grand Prix was a continuance of last year's Grand Prix that we got at Glass Lions, so it's great that we got not one but 3 medals for Glass Lions. We got 2 golds and we got a Grand Prix.
Well, great. That would be all. Thank you so much for joining us and for your amazing inputs. Thank you so much. Even as ad spends on TV cross those on print and the growth of monies invested in digital rise, there's an increasing number of consumers who prefer to skip ads to watch their content.
The audiences today don't want to really get interrupted, They want a seamless viewing, whether it is a video or whether it is viewing content or anything else. So they want a seamless, uninterrupted content coming to them. So I think it is very, very important today to really look at how you would want to, place your advertising in the whole parlance of this content. Digital is going to grow faster. So given that situation, I think our audiences whom we are connecting through digital are also making a lot of contribution in the whole scheme of things. So television print will not lose ground at a faster pace, but digital is going to grow at a much faster pace.
Marketers and agencies will need to be smart around the choices they make. What is the objective you are trying to fulfill, right? There is no reason, for example, if app download is the only objective you have, you may not need a big budget TV advertising then, because that objective can be fulfilled through digital, pure play digital also. But if you want to create a likability for your brand, if you want to create engagement, then TV is the medium. So both the mediums will play an important role. It is up to agencies and brand marketers to think about right mediums and to use it in a right manner whenever required.
We talk a lot about blocking ads, but we have to remember that that's really small. Less than 1% people block ads, because it's even in developed markets it's not very prevalent. But we also have to see the other side of it. Just imagine if somebody is opting to block your ad, then it's something that I'd rather know beforehand that so and so person is actually not interested in hearing anything from me, as opposed to providing that message to that person and hoping that it would make a difference. Because if somebody is blocking, it's very clear that it won't make any difference.
More and more power is going to the consumer to avoid all kinds of data and information and video which is being forced upon the consumer. So they have been given preferences. But having said that, if your content and your video is really good, which interests consumer, is not pushy about the brands, is talking about health and multiple benefits when it comes to health products, which is in interest of the consumers, I don't see that consumer is not going to consume that data. In fact, to my mind, digital is one of the best things to happen because it's very personalized, it's very one-on-one communication happening, which is really tailored to the need of the consumer.
Let's hear how marketers are bracing themselves for a world in which consumers are shunning their ads and content.
With first of all understanding the medium and the specifics of what is the specific of the medium. Secondly, there is one principle sort of will always work, that if you're asking for less, right, in terms of time, then you're likely to get more number of people saying yes. So suppose my requirement on a short video is only 10 seconds of your time. I'm likely to get that more easily than asking for 3 minutes of your time. So short format can help. and understanding the medium can help. And lastly, nothing can substitute creativity. It has to be, once you understand the medium, you have to just apply, release the creative energy and come up with some solutions to engage, depending on what the message that you have.
They have multiple consumer segments very clearly defined. And basis that consumer segments, their media viewing habit is also very clearly mapped. Because of that, what you do is you really play a 360-degree media mix. The brand is also being promoted on Big Basket and multiple e-com portals. So among all the 5 lakh viewing which is happening, around 1 lakh or 2.5 lakh consumers is already getting streamlined towards Big Baskets or multiple Amazons and wherever the product is getting listed. So this channelizing it towards the conversion to the brand is the way which we are looking at, completely linking and connecting the dots of all the communication medium which you are using.
So how does all of this impact the media economy?
In HBO, used to block ads, but used to make people pay for the subscription. So if advertising is not funding you, something has to, and someone has to. I don't think consumers understand or realize the amount of content that comes to them and how much of it is subsidized. Television or a lot of things are subsidized because of advertising. Once you understand the give and take that happens, which you are now almost forgotten, I think life will be different. So for example, a lot of people on mobile are opting in and letting ads come to them because they know that the talk time is coming free to them. So that's the exchange. So more and more we'll start understanding that what is the give and take, and if you block ads and if you don't allow ads to come, then you have to pay for the content yourself.
The channels also and the advertisers also got greedy, and that's why when you were watching a movie on television on any of the cinema channels, you realized that the break was 25 minutes and the movie was, for example, 15 minutes. So that is something that obviously did not go well with the audiences, and which is where you've seen the 10+2 kind of a situation coming with the government putting in those mandates as well. So if you have to get your content through, then you have to ensure that you are being very I wouldn't say really non-intrusive, because that format doesn't really work, but as much non-intrusive as possible.
While experts believe that television advertising is here to stay, there is a worry on how many people, especially from higher socioeconomic strata, watch the ads. It's been the same on digital. Had the broadcasters and digital players not gotten greedy and stuffed too many ads, many of which are intrusive, the consuming masses wouldn't have wanted to escape the commercials. But then the consumers too need to understand that the producers of content need to get paid.